Hi friends, how are we doing? I didn't put my captions on. I didn't even open them. One moment. There we go. That should work now. Hello. Icy Steph with the early bird and Ice with the worm. How are you guys doing today? Are you surviving the weather, Ice? I think the whole East Coast is getting weird weather today. Some worse than others, but I hope you're staying in, staying safe. Doing good. I'm glad to hear that, Steph. Alright. I've kind of had a chill, quiet day so far. And we're just gonna continue that here with getting some more work done. Yeah, we're just gonna get to it. Got a grocery pickup scheduled for tonight instead of tomorrow, so I don't have to deal with the snow. That's smart. That's smart. Based on that map you showed yesterday, I'm in the just a light coating area. So I think I'm still gonna be able to run out and, well, I have to go to Michael's to get elastics for my scrunchies, and the Michael's is right next to the Good Coffee place. So it's really an excuse to go get coffee. And I've gotten coffee from there in the snow before. I'm not against it. But I think it's going to be raining by the time I get up in the morning anyways, so it is what it is. But yeah, I hope you guys don't get as much snow as forecasted again, because you guys have been hit a lot worse. Sometimes the coffee is worth it. Yeah. Yeah. It's iced coffee, which is the thing of going to get it in the snow. That's a little more ironic, but what? There we go. Now I think I'm more centered. I have a shawl to work on that I've been knitting the last few days, finally ready to sew it up. So that's what we're gonna do. That is what we're gonna do. I can find the two back pieces. This is one of them. This is a front. This off to the side. This is the other front. This must be the other back then. That's the sign of true New Englanders stuff. It's the iced coffee around. Yep. It says Arkham, but it's a dragon. If Jem was here, she'd actually know what this is, because this is somebody's D&D character from originated in Critical Role. But he has his own like clothing line called Death Saves Now, and so he's got the front of the shirt says Arkham the Cruel, and the back says the Book of Damage with like a cool axe and stuff like that. Oh, yeah, the sleeve says Arkham the Cruel. So it's a cool Dragonborn character that may have gotten a little evil in the Critical Role finale. That exists. So what it is it is a D&D show / podcast that is put on by like voice actors. So they go like really far out about it. And it's like the guy who DMs is Matt Mercer, who is the voice for Cassidy in Overwatch. that is how I sort of knew about it, because Ren really likes Critical Role. And I was like, I know some of these voices, a lot of them are famous, like anime voice actors too. And I was like, I know this voice. And Ren was like, yeah, that's McCree. And I was like, okay, that makes sense. You've taken off your glasses and forgotten to put them back on so many times today. Are you just getting used to wearing your glasses again after a while of not wearing them, or...? I couldn't find my glasses all day long, and I found them on my desk before I started streaming. Which means I took them off after date night last night, put them on my little shelf here, and then never brought them anywhere else. Ow. That hurt my shoulder. I'm fine. Only wear them occasionally if you're at a conference and can see a screen. Makes sense. Makes sense. Or at least the work day for your astigmatism. Okay, yeah. I don't technically need them to, like, do machine knitting, so I wasn't, like, super worried about finding them or not when I was working earlier. But I should have them on if I'm on a computer, just because I can read this fine at this distance. It's a little fuzzy, but I can read it fine. But these are also blue light blockers, so it's more of a, I wear these because I'm looking at a screen, not because I have to wear them to read. They're more for driving, or if I need to open my door and Autumn goes, look at this, and I go, hold on, I need my glasses. I'm ready for pickup, gotta go grab it. Hopefully it'll just be that and be back soon. All right, Steph, I hope that that is also it for your sake and sanity. And drive safely. Drive safely. So, hi, Cole. Hi, buddy. No, do not turn my computer off. What did you roll in that you have fuzzy wuzzies all over you? Autumn isn't home today. She had to go into the office for work, so this is the first time I've seen Cole all day, though.
He is the most
Cover that
interesting
power
cat in
button.
the
Good
world.
boy.
Stay fluffy, my friends.
But okay, so my blue light blockers were not expensive ice. These glasses are from Zenai, and when I bought them, they had a sale on the blue block technology. So I think in total, I paid like $40 for these. And then with the money I saved, I bought myself polarized prescription sunglasses for like 50 or 60. So I got both of my pairs of glasses for under 100 through that, and they're both really, really good, like, for my eyes. So if you ever need like a pair of glasses that are safe for a screen, Zenai does have sales on them once in a while. We're going to the anti-glare blue light. Ooh. Yeah, that's really expensive. You don't want to stay in here? There's nothing for you out there. You can lay on the bed, buddy. He's like, I'm not getting the attention I wanted. Sorry. Open the door for you. And prescription while I was there picking these things up so I can order online if you want. There you go. Cause yeah, I mean, I've almost never gotten my glasses like from the store at the eye doctor's. I've always either gotten them online or when I was younger, my first 2 pairs of glasses were from like BJ's or whatever. Costco, I suppose, is the more worldwide equivalent. Then Zenai's been great. Covers 150 for frames and gives you 20%, whatever is above that. Oh, that's not bad. I don't know. I have recently learned that my health insurance does cover eye doctor, and the eye doctor I was seeing is covered under my insurance, or accepts my insurance or whatever. So I think, I don't know if it's been pre-COVID since I got new glasses, and I don't think my prescription has changed, but I think I need an updated one to buy new glasses. Because I loved these, but I'd like some other colors of round rims. Hi Riley, how are you? Wasn't trying to be patronizing in the Discord. Oh. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, Stream Elements is a little bit better today. It still was missing yesterday. It was a little sleepy in Rumpkin's stream. But it seems to have its shit together a little bit better. You're making cookies? What kind? Are you home? Sound alerts will still be on for sewing streams, just turned off for knitting ones from now on. Which I think worked well. Not that I had anything that was super overwhelming happen on Tuesday, but I think it's just a good precedence to set. But hi Zero, how are you? Thank you for shouting out Zero. Hydrate, thank you. I will actually use water. Witching hour. I have a hat on already. Ugh. And a sewing buddy. What sewing buddy would you like me to have? Disney. Okay, did Baymax last time? Do we want Oswald or Duffy Bear? Yeah, no, it's just back here. It's my Hades Town hat. It was my only red one. Hi, welcome on in. I was in your recommended. Awesome, welcome on in. I will give my whole spiel in just a second. I have a few redemptions to take care of. So I'm gonna take this hat off. I'm gonna put the witch hat on. And Oswald is our sewing buddy. Zero really did want all the things, and he wants me to hydrate again. Zero, do you want me to pee? Like what? Yay for witch hat, yes. With my little skeleton fairy. I mean, to be fair, this is a very good witchy aesthetic with like the goth metal font and the overalls and the hat. But G Arnold, welcome on in. My name is Danny. My camera can't focus on me all of a sudden. I am a knitwear designer, a textile artist, and I am sewing together a shawl today with this beautiful sunflower pattern on it. Thank you, Ice. And I do machine knitting, so I knit this earlier in the week. And I'm just working on getting it all sewn together now because I hand sew everything that I make. This is my full-time job, so I just kind of stream during my work day for, you know, some company, for y'all's entertainment. We're just, yeah, chill vibes here. Sometimes people force me to change my hat. So, I also have a stuffed animal. We're gonna tuck under the arm. Oswald's a little floppy. Oswald. One of these days, I will come up with a great way to... Fuck, I dropped my needle. This is a different kind of chaos than Zero usually causes. Instead, I'm just flustered today. Oswald. Oswald has been very, I don't know, pertinent in my life lately because we were talking about him on Rumpkin's stream the other day, and then Rumpkin sent me a link that he's being released as a Lego minifig in May, and I was like, it's Oswald, it's Oswald. So I love that Disney does more things with him. But anyways, I feel like there's been a lot of Oswald talk this week. I should have worn my Oswald shirt. Wasn't thinking about it. He must be into pinball because Oswald is full of tilt. If you like puns, you'll like it here, Arnold. So, is that what you would like to be called? Always want to double check. Nice pack. Thank you. Thank you. Love packing some punches. Fuck yeah. We were getting the 100th Disney minifigs. Yeah, so that's what Oswald is part of, I believe. I like Lego stuff. I don't really collect it, as in I only have a single set. It's the rainbow one behind me. I've mentioned my sister a few times, but Rumpkin really, really loves Lego stuff, collects them, and yeah. I'm surprised she doesn't have any, like, Lego-themed signs. She gotta work on that. Been on Makers and Crafters channel binge lately. All genres are pretty therapeutic. I've only met one other streamer who hand sews. Very impressive that you do that. Thank you. So I mean, you'll notice that I'm hand sewing a little different than usual. Because everything is machine knit, but I don't really want to machine sew things. Because then that has to do with like seam allowances, and I think it's kind of messy with knitwear. And linking machines get a little dicey too. I just think the nicest finish is to hand sew things, even if it does take a lot of time. I think it really adds to the quality of my work. And so I'm using this little latch hook and basically doing a crochet stitch to join everything together. And yeah, I agree. It's therapeutic to watch. It's kind of therapeutic to do. That's why, even though I should consider it working, my roommate will remind me often that I'll be like, I'm done working, and then I'll like sit down with a bag of things to sew, and she'll be like, what are you doing? And I'm like, well, I'm sewing. She's like, that's working. And I'm like, yeah, but it's not like as much physical activity as the knitting is. Like, it's not working. She's like, no, you're working. I have a hard time with life-work balance. Autumn's always been on your side, but also Autumn also knows that she can't stop me. Zero, thank you for gifting that to Arnold. That's very sweet of you. I feel like I also missed something. Add some precision. Oh, absolutely. I have a lot more control, obviously, hand sew. I mean, I'm pretty good with the sewing machine. Also can professionally sew a lot of shit. But there's something about the hand sewing that I think the quality of it just turns out the best. Linkers look amazing and scary. So I know you've seen more like motorized linkers. I've only had experience with the hand crank ones, and yeah, the joining is kind of sucky. Been curious about crochet and needle felt, but I'm not very artistically inclined. I mean, if you feel the urge to kind of do any kind of fiber craft, and you jive with it, you know, it gets kind of addicting. I am not a hand crocheter or hand knitter.
And he's got a friend that lives
And
right
I think
there.
people are often surprised to learn
Clouds need
that.
friends
But,
too.
you know, I think it's a fun rabbit hole to go down, any kind of fiber crafts. I tried to add some needle felting into my work and then realized it was really difficult on my hands and wrists, and I was like, actually, I can't do this. So I'm not crafting her, but your lovely and talented wife is. I love that. Does she do like fiber arts or more traditional crafts? Like, well, by that I mean like more like drawing, painting. What does she do? We have some people in our community too who does like planner and journal crafting, which is always really fun. Hand crank ones seem less scary, yeah. Because I mean, it's not it's like one of these tapestry needles, so it's not sharp, but the fact that you're controlling it obviously means less injury than the one that's automatically going and your fingers are very close to it. Thank you, Zero. So yeah, the hand crank ones are not that scary, but they're also not that good, but also RISD had some very outdated machinery when I was there as far as the knitting stuff goes. Mini polyclay sculptures, jar art makes mini snow globes with them, and Pikachu face origamis. Oh, that's cute. Did polymer clay jewelry for a bit? Oh, I didn't know that. Our friend Brana, if you do exclamation point Brana, I believe has some polymer clay jewelry that she makes with her son. It's very cute. Along with her resin crafts. I love my keychain that I got from her. We're a very crafty, artsy bunch as a whole here. Some polyclay jewelry too, and they're awesome. Yeah, yeah. My oldest sister really likes polymer clay jewelry. My wife is pretty surgical with her stuff, but I can dote about her all day. Oh, that's so sweet. I mean, I love people's processes. Not sure what the correct pronunciation is there. Just with any kind of art or craft. You know, I always try the gallery that I help run. I always try to get people to like submit pictures of like their work in progress stuff to our social media, because like I always find it really fascinating to show people like the progress of how stuff is made that ends up in the store. And of course it's like people send them to me like when I don't need content, and I'm like, God, this would be really cool to post if I didn't already have like 3 weeks lined up to post right now. Oh yeah, absolutely. I don't mind you. I'm not too like strict about like people being self-promo-y, just because like I do hype up a lot of people's like other like businesses and streams and stuff like that here. So if you want to share, absolutely go for it. It's not like you're like directly in here like fishing for people to like follow the streams. So can be crafty. All right. You want to check out some polymer clay stuff? You don't have enough flour, Riley. I realized I didn't address it. I saw that you're making lavender lemon cookies, and I can't wait to get fresh herbs going in that garden, because I have made some lavender lemon cookies before, and they are so fucking good. You love me, new creators. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. It's like, I think people are just so...
he's got a friend that lives
Thank
right
you for
there.
the follow.
Clouds need friends too.
I I think people, like, because this is such a platform to be able to share things, I think people are very willing to sort of check out other art forms and be interested in what other people are doing. I've always been just, like, very interested in other people's process, and, like, business models and stuff like that. I do a lot of, like, local markets and stuff like that, and there are some, like, mediums that people are very, very competitive, and I really try to avoid that when I'm, like, talking to other people. There's not really a lot of other people who do what I do with the machine knitting, but if I meet a hand knitter, they're usually just so excited to talk about fiber crafts in any ways that I'm like, I'm not threatened by you by, like, business or anything like that. Like, we're on the same page. And I can't say that for a lot of, like, other people I know who do vending like that, who are sometimes, like, upset if there's somebody in the same medium of them and, like, a giant show that has, like, 80 vendors. It's a rough outlet. I just let them post it in the chat. I didn't necessarily give a shout out, but I did just let them share the name, so it's there if you want to check it out. Hi, Jem. How are you? We get a shout out for Jem, though. Megan's Crabbing tend to have it takes a village mentality. Exactly. And I think that's something that, like, I want to do a little bit more of with my streams. I mean, I have sort of, you know, the links for myself and other people who are here very frequently and sub, like, their shops and stuff like that, because I want to just kind of be that support. But, like, I need to get better about, like, having places where, like, resources and tutorials and stuff like that can be shared as well, or, I don't necessarily want to give people business advice, but even just sort of, like, business conversation, because I like that kind of part of it too. You know, doing this for a living. Something very subjective, feel like each has a purpose, and, like, gaming does not need to be competitive. Exactly. Erowin, I am so sorry. My ads are a little wild right now because I'm trying to find the best balance of ads versus pre-rolls and blah 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 blah. So I apologize that you were bombarded with a wall of ads. That shouldn't have happened because I have pre-rolls shut off, but hi, I'm glad you're finally here. How are you doing? You're on day 3 of the pork carnitas. I mean, at least you made enough to go around. Like, I don't know what I'm having for dinner tonight. I ate the rest of my enchiladas last night, and now why do I keep dropping my latch hook today? I'm just gonna... Oswald's gonna be the star of the show while I pick this up. Oh god, I can't reach. Oopsie whoopsie. Yeah, my hat's falling off now too. Oswald, you're not being a very good sewing buddy. You're making me drop shit. I'm having a day, y'all. I absolutely did not. I'm not getting my hair cut until the end of the month. Yeah, my hair needs a haircut really badly. But I'm not going out of my way to go up to my mom's area anytime soon. So, look shorter in the back. Nope. I think you just maybe haven't seen me without a hat in a while. Because I tend to wear hats a lot more in the winter. But I'm not cutting it until the end of the month. Part of it is I don't want to have to go up there and mandatory visit my mom right now. So I'm gonna get it cut while I'm house sitting. The other part of it is money's tight right now. And the other part of it is in the Discord with you all voting on the cosplay stream. Right now, Beatty is winning. And I need my hair to be this length for Beatty. If I cut it, it's not gonna be right. Because I don't have a wig for him. So, that's in 2 weeks. My hair is the correct shape and color right now. So, we're gonna wait until after that cosplay stream to cut my hair. I missed some things, I think, when I was dropping shit. Isn't it? I can't crochet. So, I can't crochet either. I am sewing together this shawl that I machine knit with a crochet stitch. So it is a crochet technique, but I'm not crocheting. These are 2 separate pieces that have already been knit. I made them on a knitting machine a couple days ago. And we are joining them together right now by hand. Put queso dip on top and heat it up and eating it with chips. Oh, that sounds amazing, Ice. Now I kind of want nachos. Oswald, you were a terrible sewing buddy. Maybe you need to go back into this arm. I'll have to double check with Autumn because I don't know if she's gonna eat at home tonight or if not because she's at work. But there's like one last HelloFresh meal that is like a pork carnitas kind of thing, but she's like, I kind of don't want Mexican food recently. So if you're gonna make that, that's maybe a buy yourself thing, but she bought it, so I want to double check with her. But if that's easy to make and the vegetables aren't all ruined, then, you know, maybe I'll do that tonight if I have the energy. If not, it might be a pasta day. Oswald is doing his best, but man, he's floppy. He just looks like he's dying in my arms. I'm sorry, Oswald. Don't really have a proper time limit on how long I have to keep the hats on or the sewing buddy. It's just until I get tired. He's very dramatic like Pollo. Yeah. Pollo is having a busy day at work and not going home for his breaks right now, so I don't know if he's going to pop into chat. Oh, I didn't even see that, Ice. You declare sewing buddy time over? Yeah. He's cute, but he's a little cursed right now for the stream, I think. Back you go, buddy. Kind of got him where he's supposed to be, but he's just flopped over. He's lurking. Yeah, he's probably going to stay in lurk mode. Because of evil work overlords. I'm too lazy to get up and get your regular comfy hook. But comfy hook is better for your hands, Riley. You have young hands. Do not ruin them and get carpal tunnel by the time you're 20. Stove, how are you? Yeah, you laugh, but I'm serious. I don't have carpal tunnel, but I do have basically a chronic writer's cramp. And so, like, that's why sometimes I have to wrap my wrist up. And it's not fun. It's not fun. And I developed that right before I went into art school. No, I know you're not laughing at me. Because I'm the same, yeah. It's an important reminder to do your wrist stretches. If you do any kind of art, or if you're sitting on a computer all day, if you are using a mouse and keyboard. Art's horrendous on the joints. Yes! I mean, I've told the story multiple times about how I got tinnitus, no, not tinnitus, tendinitis in my hip because of the chairs that were in the knitting room at RISD. And the doctor was like, this is generally an injury that, like, runners and figure skaters get. You don't seem particularly active. And I was like, nope. Not in that way. Acetone with screen washing for silk screen. Oh. I mean, I love silk screening. That's kind of... It's a little worth it. I'm sorry. How are friends? I am doing all right. I'm a little low energy today. Couldn't sleep very well last night, but you know, I'm just been taking it easy today, and you know, just getting some work done. I hope you're doing well, Steve. My hands may disagree, but my heart is happy. When I work on screens, yeah. I absolutely understand that. I liked silk screening. I just wasn't... I was good at the silk screening itself. I wasn't necessarily good at the designs I made. If that makes sense. But I had very good technique. You're off for the weekend, so your day's improved. Hell yeah, Ice. You much prefer block printing? I don't know if I would be able to carve a block anymore. But I think I wasn't as clean with my block printing, but it's been a much longer time since I've done block printing. To prefer silk screens, yeah. It's also just a really cool process. I mean, I obviously found my more interested thing, which was making actual fabric, but printing with silk screen, I mean, it's like anything else. It is a skill, and it is messy at first. The worst part about my silk screen class was the way that people just didn't clean up after their goddamn selves. Make sure I'm staying on screen here. My professor made a gen station because you wanted your mess in a certain way to continue. Jen, what does this mean? I mean, that's very art kid of you, but what do you mean? There is an owl. Anyone who touched your colors faced your wrath. Oh, that's true. Junior year apparel studio had such a difficult time of people stealing shit all the time because nobody knew how to keep their goddamn stations clean and just took whoever's tools were more accessible. And since I shared a table, I always kept mine clean because, you know, I needed to be considerate for the other person I was working with. But a lot of people didn't share a table and would just leave their tables a fucking mess. And then would steal from the people who had their stuff all organized because they knew where to find them. Sign up for classes next year, submitting a form tonight to get into printmaking too. Yes! I want this for you so badly, Riley. You guys are already picking for next year. Didn't you just start second semester? BRB. Okay, ice, no worries. We are, yep, that's, ooh. I don't remember mine ever being that early. Even in college, I don't think we chose until, like, April. We had to choose winter session shit really fast, though. Like October, and then we had to choose spring semester. Did we choose that in winter session or beforehand? I don't even remember. RISD having 3 semesters was also a mess. Okay. This is a little bit more scrunchy than I prefer, but I'll iron it out and it'll be fine. I think I was sewing a little bit too heavy-handed, but this is what it's looking like. I've been trying to adjust the colors on my camera, and I thought I got this one working right, but this still is not the color of this yarn on either camera. Sewing camera. Properties. Figure video. That might be better. My hands are a weird color now, though. Okay. That's a lot better. It's still, this is still more green than is showing up. I wish. Nope. This yarn really hates showing up because I know I had an issue with this last week too, with this exact same yarn. Okay. This looks a little bit more true to color, but it is more of a turquoise rather than a blue. I think my camera just has issues differentiating different blues. And it's not like I think anything blue reflective is happening. I don't really have any blue in here, so I don't know. That might just be a personal problem I have to deal with. I'm gonna put the shoulders together now. Hopefully we'll do some English credits by the end of next year. Nice. That's good to get those early. we had to do 4 full years, so that was one that you could never, like, get away from. Electives you're picking for next year: printmaking 2, photo 2, and photo darkroom 1. Ooh, yeah. Darkroom's exciting. Once again, not a thing that I ever got to try. But Ren really liked darkroom work. She had a black and white photography class and antique photography techniques. RISD has a good photo program, but at the time when I was there, some very problematic professors. I don't know what the state of that department is like right now. It disappears because the power went out when it's still going and it's raining. Well, I hope for your sake you don't lose power, but I also understand. I know a lot of people down south more are getting bad weather today, so please stay safe. Four years with the English class. I'm taking both semesters or college level classes, so you can hopefully the credit you'll get for one semester is one. Oh, that makes sense if it's college level. You have 1 more hour. You can do it, Gem. I believe in you, and I will be here this whole time. Because I'm going to be on it till at least 6. My time. Which is 5 your time? I'm still confused about Canadian time zones. It's like you read my mind. About what? Hi, Sinai. Yes, Zero came in and was like, you're a witch, also drink a shit ton of water, and also hold a stuffed animal, which didn't go well. King time zones are a weird thing. Well, I'm sure they are normal, but I think they move in opposite directions from American time zones, and that's where it confuses me. And I know that happens in a lot of places because Autumn's other person that she mods for on Twitch is in Australia, and I know their time zones do something really fucky too. Which one this time, Gem? Pokemon, Disney, or other? Late you're streaming. You wanted Disney. Okay, well we did Oswald. We did Baymax last week. So your choices are Dumbo or Duffy Bear? Dumbo? Okay, a small one that can sit in the corner. I will do my small Dumbo then. I'm tripping on things. I'm fine. Yeah, can he... No, we're just... He's so cute. He's baby. He's baby Dumbo. So where's he's just gonna... Does that work? You have to send me a pic? Oh, okay. Oh, Dumbo's in the way of my mouse. I may have misjudged this. there's no good way to... Well, okay, he's smaller and doesn't flop over, so I might honestly do better with him than with Oswald. I think Oswald was just too floppy. Just too floppy. Oh. First Disney plushie. I mean, okay. Hold on. I know that this is the one that I picked up, but would you like to see my first Disney plushie? Like, first one when I was 3 years old, first time in Disney World. It is Dumbo. He's got his wire in his ears has sort of fallen down. It's the same one. I mean, it's probably very similar, but this is from 2000. This is from 23 years ago. Lucky feather. And my mom tells me that it basically took them all week to find this for me. That for some reason it was like impossible to find Dumbo at the time. And finally, like the last day at Magic Kingdom, we like found him on Main Street. And there is a picture of me that I have from that vacation of me and my stroller just going with my Dumbo. So when you sent me that picture of your niece in her car seat with the Dumbo, that was very much me. You really grabbed Dumbo for support. Oh, that makes my heart so happy. Oh, I also... This one's old. But I also have the, like, Christmas one that they did a couple years later. What is the year on this? Does it say? It doesn't have a date on the trademark. But yeah. So I've got, they match. They just have different hats. They live in front of my bookcase. Okay, Ice, no worries. Absolutely no worries. You've got a lot going on there today. But yeah, Dumbo was that movie that, like, when I was you know how kids always have that one movie that they just want to watch over and over and over again? That was Dumbo for me. And I mean, I think I've actually never watched it as an adult. I know it's got very problematic themes in it. But I think baby me was just like, it's an elephant, because I really liked elephants. Oh yeah, no worries, Jem. Thank you for sharing with me though, because yeah, when I saw it, I was like, that's me. I will have to... I know I have a picture of it somewhere. Of the picture of 3-year-old me with my Dumbo at Disney that I will send to you later. But yeah, with my mom always tells a story about how they couldn't find that Dumbo for me for like the whole week. And then I have my story about how it took me 2 years to find my Baymax plushie in Disney. She's never seen either. She was in a store full of Disney stuffies and grabbed them for support. I love that. I mean, he's friend-shaped and also an elephant. Like, what else do you want? But yeah, apparently I just have a thing in my life of just taking forever to find stuffed animals. And so, kind of grateful that Chicken surprised me with those guys back there, because I was, unfortunately, Walmart hopping for Squishmallows. Absolutely, he's friend-shaped. This is like, I bring this with me when I travel because he fits in bags easily. Hi, Rumpkin! Just hanging out with all of you. I know, long time no see. How are you doing? How was the rest of your day? Was Murphy happy when you finally gave him attention? I know, I was just showing the original Dumbo, because the original Dumbo is back by my bookshelf. You just missed it. I've absolutely always had a Dumbo. This one's newer. This was a 2019 Dumbo. I dropped my fucking needle again. Definitely see that one is newer, yeah. Yeah, that one does have, like, stains on it and shit. He's a sweet goober. I think he was just bored and hungry. Poor Murph. The other one was simply well loved. Exactly. Exactly. I said, I've been told that my family searched all over for that Dumbo in Disney. Ripley had crazy bursts of energy and then passed out on me. Oh my god. I died at the picture of her just like flat out on her back yesterday. Such a cute kitten. She's made of pudding. She just flops everywhere. Oh, baby. You had sent the picture and I was on a call with Chicken. I immediately was like, hold on, I'm sharing this picture of my sister's kitten with you. Like, immediately. I was like, you have to see this kitten. Mom likes to make fun of me that I have a lot of pictures of cats on my phone and none of them are mine. Because technically, Cole is not my cat. Cole's my roommate's cat. So yeah, they're all the cat photos on my phone are just other people's cats. Got lots of pictures of Cole. Lots of pictures of our older sister's cats from when I was visiting. Lots of pictures of Mom's cat. Well, not so much Frodo, more Jack, who was sort of mine. And now I just have a bunch of pictures of Rumpkin's sisters. Rumpkin's sisters? Wow, no, my sister Rumpkin's kitten. I botched that sentence. We're having a very calm day, but my brain is fucking mush. You also have a lot of photos of cats that aren't mine. It's all Cole. That's fair. I like this for you, Riley. Oh, and pictures of Kidge. I have pictures of Kidge on my phone, too. My mom asked to see a picture of Chicken once, and I was like, I don't have any of those, but do you want to see his cat? friend's house and their cat Birdie heard me and came running out for pets. My friend was like, why does he love you and not me or my husband? Oh, rip. This cat is like, this is my person, actually. Cole adores new people. I know Rumpkin was blessed with Cole Snuggles. When my friend Run was visiting, Cole was like, yeah, this is who I'm gonna sleep up next to. I have to say to him, Birdie, baby boy. And he just gets so happy. Oh my gosh. I love that. Birdie is also a great name for a cat. Hopefully that is the level of snugs that you will get from Ripley. I know she's a female, might not get as big, but we're pretty sure Cole has some kind of Maine Coon in him. And if he doesn't, he's got fucking Bobcat. It's his nickname. His full name is Bertrand? Okay, that I'm questioning as a cat name. Just because I'm questioning that as a name at all. What the fuck is Bertrand? Apologies to anybody listening who might be named Bertrand. She's obsessed with me, which I'm okay with. That's good. That's what you wanted. You wanted your badass little girl cat friend. Bertrand? This all sounds fake, Gem. It's a very old name. Sounds it, yeah. Oh, Gem, I mentioned you earlier because Ice asked what was on my shirt. And we were talking about Critical Role earlier. And my shirt is Arkham the Cruel, who is Joe Magnelio's Critical Role character. From season 1, from Vox Machina. I was like, oh, Gem would know who this is. Yeah. Oh, no, it's this sleeve. Arkham the Cruel. Is CHB shirt on? I don't know what that is. The most epic exit in Crit Role history. Why do I not have that as a fucking bit redemption? Because I used to be able to fucking quote that. Because I didn't really watch Critical Role, but I was with Ren when she watched the finale. And that fucking, I chop off his hand, I chop off my own hand, I steal the hand of Vecna, I fuse it on, and I teleport out, is the funniest fucking thing to ever happen in that show. And they're just like, this is the last fucking episode. What are we gonna do to stop you? And then I watched, Geek and Sundry did like a charity thing with, Buff Machina? Is that what him and Travis and the other people, and like he rolled for his abilities on the hand of Vecna and got a like astronomical number of damage on it. Yeah. So this is my crit roll knowledge is just of Joe Magnelio's character. He's good from good, which is funny because I've not really watched a whole lot of stuff he's in. But, like, his D&D brand is really good. By ruined, I mean made the finale. It's so fucking good. I think a lot of people wondered if he was gonna be, like, a villain in, for the Mighty Nine. And I understand why they didn't do that, but I feel like a lot of people were like, we haven't seen the last of him. Yeah. Me and Ren just watched the replay of that bit, and we were just like... And of course he just exited out. He's like, I'm gone. And he gets up and walks out of the room entirely, because if your character is dead or if your character has left the scene, you're not at the table anymore, and he just leaves. Don't know anything about Critical Role. I was explaining to Ice earlier, it's a D&D show / podcast, and it's all voice actors who do it. They'll have to address that sometime. I mean, they're on the 3rd campaign and they haven't, so I think them doing it's not Buff Machina, that's not what it's called. What is it? It's whatever that like spin-off. I think that's technically what addressed it, even though it was only a one-shot. One-shots that go back to the that's true. That's true. Yeah, so here's the thing. Everything I know about Critical Role Sinai is through when I was roommates with Ren, and Ren would listen to it, and I would just sort of hear the highlights from the other side of the room. Or watch it. Yeah, it is video. So that's my experience with it. So I'm kind of a fake fan. And because I can't really do story podcasts. I mean, we've talked about this. Yeah, Welcome to Night Vale puts me to sleep. And any kind of story-based thing I can't work with. So all of the podcasts I generally listen to are I'm doing the thing where my brain goes into dial tones. Most of the podcasts I listen to are like comedy or informative. They're never story-based. No such thing. I know there's no such thing, but, you know, for the lulz. Yes, I told you that this is a thing. What is the gender-neutral dramatic sir, ma'am? That's a great question. I don't have an answer for you. But yeah, my brain just DC'd. And it is a dial-up tone, but it is also sometimes the me Plaza music. Person of esteem. That's too long to say in that, like, shocked way that I know that Jem wants to say it. I mean, you could use mix, but that's, like, harder. I don't know. Because that's the equivalent of, like, miss. Bruh? Bruh works, yeah. Yes, this is what happens with my music when I freeze. I mean, my brain. Point taken. Okay. My mood today's same. Where is the clip? Oh, okay, Kat. I'm sorry you have baby today. I hope that he is not giving you too much trouble. Danny sing along with fucking what? Arguably dude. I don't mind dude. Where are my clips? What do you mean where are my clips? I don't have clipped it. Oh, with the Wii music. I mean, I have a clip channel in my Discord, but you should also just be able to find my clips on my channel. I can't help you with that right now. You gave him a large piece of bubble wrap. He's living his best life. Oh, yeah, that's a good way to entertain a toddler. Thank you for shouting out Cat Eyes. It's taken me so long just to sew this one shoulder together. What am I even doing today? You can't quite pinch it, so he's got a laundry basket upside down on the wrap on the solid part. Inventive. I like this. I would just take that whole thing and just do the and twist it. There it is. Danny shows us the inner workings of their brain. I love how my mom doesn't remember she called and told me the story last night. Ice, I feel for you on that one. Oh, I feel for you on that one. Gotta put your burrito away and clean your living room while he's occupied. I love you so much. Cat, where's the burrito from? I love you though, Cat. If you can still hear a quick update, he's using his elbows now. I mean, if it works, it works. Taco truck in a gas station parking lot. Still would prefer that. Do love a good food truck, honestly. Even if they're sometimes overpriced. It's amazing. That's good. I'm glad. I still don't know what I'm eating for dinner tonight. Delicious tacos. Hey, if it's true, it's true. Dumbo is going away now, so I can actually finally sew normally. Hi, Steph. Welcome back. I hope that means that you didn't get sucked into too much extra work. Bye, Dumbo. He flew. I just tossed him. All right. We love you, cat. Packy Derm. Oh. Tell me how your aunt didn't remember telling her about this thing. That's the worst, Ice. I often get with our mother that she will start telling me a story and I'll go, yeah, you told me this, and then she'll continue to finish telling the story. And I know that I can sometimes repeat myself with stories, especially on stream when I'm like telling new people, but I have a pet peeve against people who like can't drop things. And I really hate that kind of repetition. Which is ironic coming from me, who notoriously can't let shit go when I'm upset. But I also do have a threshold of like, we need to move on. I called trying to be proactive because we have to leave at 6:30 in the morning to go sit with the guy's grandma. I'm so sorry you have to do that tomorrow, Ice. Is it just tomorrow or is it the whole weekend? I will be around for moral support if you need me tomorrow. Because I've been in that boat. Just tomorrow, 8 to 3. Okay. Okay, only half the day. I know that's a drive for you, though. Want to wind a ball of yarn and start a hat to work on while over there? That's smart. Keep your hands busy and maybe your brain sane. Yeah, I'll have a ton of sewing to do tomorrow. I'm sure I'll be hanging out in a Discord call somewhere. Kind of want to do another boxing, working, and shower before the guys get here. Oh, yeah, it's game night, right? Haven't heard in the last day or two if she still thinks she is fine, doesn't need help, or what is her mood. Yeah. And that's tricky. That's really tricky. My Graham never denied help. She was really good at just being like, yep, if you say I need something, I need something. But she wasn't good at saying she wasn't satisfied with how we could help her. I think is the way to put it. She got very sassy with us quite often. But it can be tricky to gauge from day to day in that kind of scenario. My hat's falling off. We've had the opposite for years. She doesn't need help. She doesn't think she needs these meds. She doesn't need the oxygen. Yeah. That's how my mom's aunt is being right now. My mom tried to take her to a doctor's appointment, and she instead sat there in the parking lot screaming at my mother. And so my mom was like, well, I'm not taking you in if you're just going to yell at me. And my mom was like, that's the last time I tried to help you. So I haven't been directly on that end of it, but I've heard a lot about it. My Gram did struggle keeping her oxygen on. I think it was also, though, because she was a fall risk, and she had to take it off if she had to get up. So if she was wandering around the house when she shouldn't have been, she then didn't have her oxygen on. And that was usually more of the struggle. Yeah. Oh. Have you not heard the Aunt Lillian stories? Rumpkin. Yeah, I'm not afraid of getting older. I am afraid of not being in my right mind, though, and I think those are two different things. I've heard some, and then it's possible that I also went to a brain fuzz moment when she was telling me. That's fair. That's fair. I think I often get those stories in their most raw form because sometimes Mom will visit Aunt Lil, then go to her nail appointment, and then stop in and visit me. Or opposite way, she'll visit Aunt Lil, come vent to me, and then go to her nail appointment. So there was literally one day that, like, Mom came and just, like, sat on my bed and ranted, and I was like, I'm in the middle of working, but okay, I'll let you have this. So I often get those stories right when they happen. So does your brain do the Wii Plaza music when mom talks to you? Is that when that happens in your head? Just like elevator music? Because I've also been there. You should just grab a notepad and start making groceries or to-do lists. It's a solid plan. My brain goes to the default response. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. Yep. Been there. That's very common. Very common. That's usually also my default responses if Brett talks to me about anything ever. Sometimes the best thing you can do is just nod. Also, my default response is if customers just start telling me their life story and I'm like, ma'am, are you gonna buy the hat or not? My mom started randomly talking about the lady my uncle was married to like 25 years ago, getting a biopsy. And I was like, who? And she repeated the name and told me the rest of the story and then goes, oh, by the way, they're sort of kind of back together. The fuck? The way that, I don't know if it's just an age thing or if it is a generation thing, but the way that our like parents' generation tells stories. Like, my mom can't even call the cable company saying that the internet's out without telling them the whole story about her morning. You're like, that's gonna be my next question. Why are we talking about someone I haven't heard about in 20 years? Like, you buried the lead, but I guess the possible cancer is more serious? Oh. Yeah, talk about burying the lead. That's something my mother's also good at. This was back in the fall. She called me while I was at an appointment, so I didn't answer until I was in my car. And I was just sitting in my car, and you know, the text message just said, call me. So I was like, this could be literally anything. And she started telling me about how she had to take the dog to the vet, and she was so worried, and it was like, this was on a Tuesday. And she was like, I was worried about him starting Friday night and all these things. And finally she got to telling me what happened on Sunday. And I went, Mom, is my dog okay or not? And she went, oh yeah, he's fine. And I went, okay, you need to start with that. Because you were calling me and telling me that you were very worried about the dog and that you were bringing him to the vet. But you didn't say if he was okay. Yes, Rumpkin. This is when he, I don't know if he was limping, if he had something wrong with his leg, or if this is when he had to get his butt lump removed. I don't remember when it was, but I just remember being like, you need to tell me if my dog is okay. Like... Lord. Between me and Rumpkin streams, you guys have gotten a very colorful view of our mother today. Which, for the record, we love her very much. She's just crazy. Thank you, Stream Elements. I will hydrate, actually. I love her, but she's a character. A character is a good way to put it. A good way to put it. And I worry about her sometimes. Make me want to visit your parents, but you're still in quarantine. Oh no, Sinai. I am sorry. I hope you get to see them soon. GG, Steve. You caught a Caterpie. And Steph, I'm sorry you didn't catch it. That's like literally one of the easiest to catch. Made nearly 3 years without catching COVID. No. Are they doing okay though? We back on parent. Look, Gem. Rumpkin came in here and it was inevitable. Sister's mom pretty legit crazy. Sometimes they're better than others. On the night we had my sorority sister's surprise 40th birthday party, she texted her and said, well, I would have liked to be invited. Oh no. Blame for him. I'm not blaming Rumpkin. I'm just saying. You're like, I'm gonna hug Rumpkin. Rumpkin's my new best friend. I'm glad they're doing okay, Sinai. I'm glad they're getting over it. Any people I know have never gotten it? Yeah, I'm knocking on wood. The only member of our family who hasn't gotten it. So I've been pretty lucky considering I'm out working with the public all the time. I'm also like vaxxed to hell at this point, so... I think I've just got a very lucky immune system, honestly. I've always been pretty good at avoiding when other people around me are seriously sick. Neighbor friend are all that I can think of, yeah. Didn't know she was having the party too. We had her dad there with his new wife, and even though they've been divorced for like 30 years, still can't be civil with him, so we didn't really want to fight. Yeah, that's a pretty legit reason not to invite somebody to a surprise party. But yeah, you also can't blame that person for not inviting their mother when it was a surprise party thrown for them. Like, she's not at fault. Very strong immune system in our update and boosted feel very... Yeah. I mean, I'm not certain I'll never get it, but, like, I have fairly good luck of being pretty... I just have a very good immune system. I suspect that COVID is the one avoiding you. Hey, they should be. It should be scared of you. You got yours sooner because of your job. Yeah, that makes sense. Never stopped wearing masks. Me neither. Well, it depends on where I am. If I am in a store or something like that, yes, I still wear one. If I am like at one of my markets though, and it's not like super busy, I don't put one on because customers prefer to interact when you don't have a mask on, now that there's no longer mandates. So even though I would be more comfortable, I make more money. So usually have one with me. Every once in a while I get somebody who's like, oh, I'm immunocompromised, I won't come too close, and I'll be like, no problem, let me put a mask on. But for the most part, just people find it harder to talk to you in that kind of space. I'm worried about when I do the really big convention in the summer, just because that'll probably be the most crowded venue I've ever been at. But, you know, yes, it's good for when I am at Target or the grocery store and I see somebody else acting foolish and I can make all the facial expressions I want and nobody knows. That being said, I'm not too good at keeping my expressions to myself these days. Like when I was at my gallery on Monday and a woman came in talking about how she thinks people who work at weather stations are overpaid and that technology should just immediately be able to tell exactly how much snow we're getting and when, and that there's no way it can be false anymore and meteorologists are overpaid. And I was just like, ma'am, you're in an art gallery. What? Right, I was like, I almost wanted to be like, do you mean the people who are actually like doing the analysis, or do you mean the weatherman who stands in front of the green screen and talks? Because they're not in charge of the weather. They are what's called like science educators, that they are taught to learn how to communicate all of that data to the public. They're not actually the ones who are doing all the calculations. Things people think someone in a retail setting wants to hear about, right? Especially since at that point I didn't even know it was going to snow that night. Because I don't watch the news, I don't have cable. So I was just sort of like, uh-huh. She was also talking about how much she loved the hats from our hat maker. She was wearing one at the time, and she was trying on a bunch of hats, and then she went downstairs to try on more hats, and then she left without buying anything. So I got her whole personal opinion about meteorologists, and then she didn't spend any money. Yelling in a Walmart because some people had masks that were going to hell. I strolled by him. He said, don't worry, buddy. I'm saving you a spot there. We got a decently entertaining story. That is the good thing about weird people in retail. You do get a good story. What the fuck was that? Sometimes I think my upstairs neighbor is just moving furniture around. Okay, so I have the shoulders on. We're gonna do the armpits, and then I'm gonna take a break. I mean, we had some crazy people when I worked at Michael's. Sometimes would have definitely some complainers there. But well, not favorite, because there was somebody who made me cry when I worked at the movie theater. But there was a woman who was so appalled by The Big Lebowski and demanded a refund. And the nice thing about like a privately owned indie theater is that like there's no corporate to like complain to. So when the managers were like, what do you want me to fucking do about it? Like, because she was like, I want a refund. And he goes, did you come in knowing that was the movie you were going to be seeing? And she said, yes, but I didn't think it was going to be like this trashy. And he was like, okay, so you bought the movie, stayed in for an hour of it. I'm not refunding your ticket. And, you know, they kind of gave the, like, we're never coming here again thing. And he was like, I don't want you here. So sometimes there is just the, like, the vindication of, like, a small-owned business being like, yeah, we don't need you. Thing about, hey, working at Cumbies was the story people would tell me, like, pal, I have shit to do, buy your coffee and move along. Yeah, especially somewhere like that where you get, like, people just stopping in from all over the place. 'Cause, you know, gas station and all that stuff, too. So, yeah, I'm sure you get some wild stories from that. There's also the risk of when you know, when you work a retail job and you're at a register, you greet people and you go, hi, how are you doing today? As you start ringing up their stuff. And the thing was at Michael's, every once in a while you get somebody who goes, I'm having a terrible day. Okay. What do you want me to do about it? Like, I thought there was just a social agreement that we all just say, good, how are you? People ask you, well, it's one thing to be like, I could be doing better. That's one thing. But being like, I'm having a shit day and let me tell you about it. I was not getting paid $10 to be your therapist. I'm so tired of keeping up the facade that is everything is fine. That I don't blame you. I just think with menial interactions like that, it is just sort of a facade. And sometimes it's a pleasantry, right? Not, I mean, I obviously now, I will always ask people how they're doing. I care. But in that kind of setting, when it was like my first retail job, it's a prompt, you know? Best retail stories, I was working in this home decor shop and this woman would come in often to save my soul or offer me a spot in heaven to drive me to her church, which was the cult church in town. It's actually being shut down. Oh, that's good. She one day got my naive coworker to pray with her and she gave me the side eye, said, at least one of you will be saved. Jesus. Oh, no. We did get left, like, a Reasons Why You're Going to Hell book once at the Michael's Register. I never had that at work so much as I did, just walking around RISD's campus. We were... on RISD property is the America's First Baptist Church, which is a pretty chill church. These people were not from there. I'm sorry, I was fiddling with my mic. I apologize. But there would be, like, people proselytizing on campus. I just remember being at the bus once, and somebody, like, tried to hand us a pamphlet, and me and Ren were like, no thanks. And he went, well, that means, how did he phrase it? He goes, you know you're going to hell, right? And I went, okay. Like, I didn't have any other answer. Just, okay, sure. Please, I just want to get on my bus. And then one time, a group handing out the New Testament. Just the New Testament. Not the whole Bible. Just the New Testament. And the first time, they tried to hand me one. Like, I kept walking by the same person on my way to different classes. And they tried to hand me one. I just went, nope, no thanks. I walked by. On my way back from class, passed them again. They tried to hand me one. I went, nope, I'm good. I'm good. No thanks. And then, like, on my way back to my other class, they tried to give me one again. And finally, I stopped and went, I have told you no 3 times. Stop offering these to me. They did not talk to me again after that. Though it is interesting, because I've read and listened to some things that, like, there are religious groups that make their members do that to sort of prove to them that outsiders are the danger. Yeah, so that's sort of what people recommend ICE, is either just politely declining or actually engaging and just saying thank you, taking it, and moving on. Because a lot of groups will use that to further indoctrinate people and be like, this is why we have to spread the word because people, or this is why we're right because people are so rude to us, basically. And so that's why it will be like younger people having to go do that, because it is trying to solidify their beliefs that it is other people who are wrong or are helpless or don't understand their message. And they're going to be rude to people who do understand. So it's really fascinating. And so, you know, I do try my best just to sort of be like, nope, it's okay. I don't like to be rude to people doing that, because it is that kind of thing. All right. So we have, did I do both sides? I did. So we have the body of the shawl all sewn together. That's the back. This is sort of closer to the correct color. I just don't think I'll ever be able to, you know, get my colors right on these cameras. This is the body of the shawl. I'm gonna take a quick break, and we're gonna do the neckline when I come back. I will be right back. Please also stretch, get water, look away from your screens if you've been hanging out with me this whole time, because we're almost 2 hours in. So yeah, be right back. Hi friends, I'm back. I hope you guys also took a break. See if I missed anything. Am I currently scrolling back through Yarn Dyer's Instagram for this yarn? Ooh. Wasn't a hat. I'm definitely not knitting that as Grandma's house. What was it instead? Hi, Steph, Steve, Ice, and Gem. Thanks for sticking with me. A bralette? Yeah, maybe not at the grandma's house. Not your mother's knitting. I will reach 200. Oh, are you grinding Fortnite still? I'm not gonna reach 200. I mean, I think I'm only gonna play a couple more times before Tuesday. Might play a little bit tonight. Might play a little bit tomorrow. That's probably it. Okay, this is gonna look like I'm doing next to nothing because I'm just gonna be pinning this forever, but yeah, are you at least close to 200? Or are you like Chicken who is complaining that he's never gonna reach 200 but he was at 183? And I was like, you have a better chance of reaching 200 than most people, my dude. I think I'm at 124, 125, something like that. What happens when you reach 200? That's the end of the battle pass rewards. The bonus rewards. So it's like technically. Oh, it's Cole in his litter box. I was like, what the hell is that sound? I think I'll reach 200 and playing a little bit of solos. Apparently it's the creative levels that is where it's at. Like if there's a concert or like Ice Zombies or something like that happening. To grind early next pass, I'm around 180, 185. I think if you're like doing quests and stuff like that, you will reach that before Tuesday. And honestly, I don't find the Fortnite pass as grindy as Overwatch. Nothing is as fucking terrible as the Overwatch pass, honestly. And their seasons are much, much shorter. Took a little break vlogging back in now. Hell yeah. I got the end of the Geralt quests yesterday. And I was very disappointed that in Flataroach, you don't ride on his back. You hold on to the stirrups and you float down. And I was like, why would you give me a horse and not let me ride it? I was very upset about it. Yeah, good luck, Steve. Overwatch 2 does hurt, and I'm almost at level 30, but like I haven't even paid for the battle pass yet. I probably will pay for it once I reach 30 because I do want the Sombra skin. And I want the Moira skin, but I haven't had a reason to buy it outright yet because there's no good stuff until then. And Flataroach, no great yeah. Well, I said that the other day. I was like, there's Roach! And everybody just simultaneously forgot that that is the name of Geralt's horses. And there was just a chorus on the Discord call of, "Ew!" And I went, no, the horse, the horse. Like, that's why I'm excited about it. And then you can't even ride it. You just get to stand on Princess Thunderbutt or whatever his name is. Exactly, I thought it was gonna be like that one. But no, you just hold on to the bottom of the stupid balloon horse. Don't run my customs for XP farm. Hot drop in squads is the best way. Oh, okay. Brought a live roach into school as part of a history project. Why? Why? You had a reptile at the time. Okay. That answers part of the why. Although I do know somebody who has had pet cockroaches, so like it's not super unusual. But I'm not a bugs as pets person, personally. Oh, interesting. See, I don't know much about customs aside from, like... I think last Battle Pass, Kayla and Kat had me do, like, the ice zombie things with them. And that got a lot of points. I also didn't get to 200 that season either. I got enough to get my gold girl, but that was it. It was to represent the poor living conditions of the time period, the area. I don't quite remember. I just remember naming it Gregor. That's a good name. See if it's the right... You have to remember if you have the right size meals free. Gotcha. Did you find a hat pattern? You're free. Hell yeah, Gem. I knew you could do it. So start practice, you can get as many kills, right? I think I had one game with 8 kills yesterday, and that was my most. Drop near the slapberries and don't break the plant. Grab all 12. Oh, interesting. I never break the plant. I always just grab them and eat them like a maniac. But I did the same thing with the trees. I never broke the tree or the mushrooms. I just ate them. One that will have an interesting texture but an easy pattern. Okay, that makes sense. That seems more manageable to do while potentially fighting somebody you're trying to help. You break it and grab one, then you can just walk over them like ammo. Oh, see, I had no idea. I've literally never done that. I've sat there and I've eaten them one by one off the branches. And not explaining why I'm knitting a bra. Yeah, exactly. I had a customer last year. Not a customer. She's never bought anything from me. It was another vendor's mother telling me that I should make, like, bralettes and halter tops for summer for my business, and was like, even like, I can send you the pattern on Ravelry. I make all of my own patterns, first of all. Second of all, I don't knit anything I wouldn't wear. So that was a big no for me. That is other people's things. If that is something other people want to do, that's on them. Not my taste, though, personally. Yeah, people make these cool, like, knitted or, like, crocheted, like, cutie bralettes. They're really cute. It's just not something I would make because it's not something I am comfortable with, and I try to keep my line a little bit more unisex. And once again, I don't make anything I don't want to wear. Because, yeah, I don't know. It's just how I go about my business. They finally stopped asking if you were making baby stuff. Ice, I'm so sorry. How soft and pleasant it would feel. Yeah, I know people who do love them. I'm just not one of those people. Ross needs to be structured. That's also fair. I think people also like them, at least the people I know who make them. They're able to make some that, like, expand, right? So they're able to make the back, like, really strappy, and then it fits, like, multiple sizes or multiple cup sizes, stuff like that. But it's very much a hand crochet, hand knitting thing, a little bit more than machine. At least for me. I prefer to do cozy stuff that covers everything. Right, no, it's the support, but I'm not saying that, like, you can find one that works. I'm just saying, like, I know people who make them like them for that reason. Yeah, no, I'm not invalidating what you're saying. I'm just talking points. You need much support. Cyanide, if I could trade you mine. Posted some pics from Beaumont. I can never pronounce it correct. It's Beaumont. The Beaumont event that Hongjun went to. Some really stunning suits. And the whole setting where the event happened looked awesome. Yeah, I mean, I was saying, like, I think the Beaumont brand is, like, really, like, sleek. I like their stuff a lot. The suits are always really good. A lot of the times these days, if you see, you know, like a red carpet, if you see somebody, like, usually a male celebrity in a little bit more fancier of a suit than your average black tux, it's usually a Beaumont. If it is gray with stripes and a skirt, that is a Thom Browne. You've given them underwires. I can't wear them because of my chest pain. So I gave up on them a long time ago. And I would cut them off if I wasn't so afraid of surgery and the recovery time. Lion Strauss, appreciate long lines and angles at perfect points. Yes. Yes. That is always really, really impressive. It's been a long time since I've seen anything recent that Beaumont has made. Just because after, like, not after I graduated RISD, but, like, in the pandemic, once I started doing this and not looking at corporate stuff anymore, I decided that I didn't want to, like, look at corporate inspiration or high fashion stuff. Like, I didn't want that influence because I'm not concerned about trends. That I basically